Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our final webinar in this series. Throughout our previous session, we explored productivity, workforce visibility, and behavioral insights. Today, we complete the journey by focusing on governance, transparency, and policy-driven workforce management. This session is about how organizations move from simply understanding productivity to create operational standards, improving accountability, and building trust across teams. Today's webinar is divided into two main parts. First, we will discuss the business and leadership side of workforce governance. Then we will move into a live demo inside ActivTrak, where we will explore how organizations configure activity classifications, compliance alarms, and role-based governance controls. Do you think workforce visibility alone is enough? Organizations also need governance. Governance creates structure, consistency, accountability, and clarity across teams. Without governance, workforce data can become inconsistent or maybe misunderstood. So successful organizations use workforce analytics not to control employees, but to support operational improvement and smarter decision-making. And there is one of the most important parts of workforce governance, which is transparency. And this applies equally to employee and leaders. For employees, they need to know what is measured and why. But for leaders, transparency means having clear, reliable data that removes all guesswork. We want to eliminate assumption from management. Leaders shouldn't have to guess who is overwhelmed or who is disengaged. By providing objective insights, we ensure that decisions are fair, accurate, and based on reality. So transparency is what transforms data from a monitoring tool into a foundation of trust for the entire organization. So now that we have covered the business principle behind workforce governance, let's move into ActivTrak and explore how organizations apply these concepts operationally. Just give me a second. Now we are moving to the system. And this is the land dashboard. So first, we will look at one of the core governance foundation inside ActivTrak, which is, from the menu, we will go to the setting classification. And here we are. This is where organizations define productive, unproductive, undefined activities and work categories based on company policies. Just for refreshing the minds, because I already explained what exactly productive, unproductive, undefined means. So I'm going to just sum up these quickly. Productive activity, which is the websites and applications that support work responsibilities, business goals, and employee productivity based on company policy. Unproductive activities, which is any activities that don't support work objectives or may reduce focus and operational efficiency during work hours. Undefined activity, which is any activities that haven't yet classified by the organization or ActivTrak. So it still needs someone to classify these applications and websites. Awesome. Let's continue about taking categories. Oh, by the way, this series, it's already was 3 sessions before. So maybe if you join to the first sessions, you will be fully understand about what the aim of this webinar. And this is the last session in this webinar. That's why it's not fully understood, but whatever. Let's jump over and talking about the categories. So in ActivTrak, categories are primarily created and managed by the organization's administrator. So these categories are used to classify websites and applications into groups such as productive, unproductive, collaboration, and it's based on the company's internal policies, business requirements, and work expectations for each team or department. So basically how it's going to be work. So here from this dashboard, we have here the categories we already work on created. And this is the name. And then we see how much websites include under this categories and apps as well. If you would like to see how we can create a new categories, for example, if you are having a new department or new teams related, for example, to engineering, etc., you can go ahead from here, add in new categories, and create a specific name for this. Let's call it test and create. And your question now, how the application or website will become over. Hold on. So this is all about how you create categories. Then we have a custom rules, which is a type of classification. Now we don't have any custom rules, so even if I go through it, there is no result here. But what exactly custom rule mean? It means that when you would like to create activities classified by your custom rules based on the website patterns you have defined. So it's going to be make the work easier and instead of do it manual classified. So you can select and add custom rules, and the application or website will become over under that automatically. Classified will be jump, and we'll cover that later. Now we have pending. What pending here mean? We have a kind of classified called manual, means needs the admin to go and classify any undefined activities. And as I mentioned before, undefined mean any application and websites the employees are working on, but these are new application, so it still didn't come under specific categories or it's not under a custom rules. So here the admin should go to the pending, and here you can see the name of the application and websites that need to classified. And here we will see the classification type, the category, status, and duration. So if you would like just to go ahead and classify it, you can basically do that from the category and select it under categories and then do the same thing for status. But if you don't know, like if you would like to know more details about this application or websites and who's use it, you can click on the white space over here, and there's more information. In this section, we have activity details, which is gonna show you the first scene on this application, what is the type, the total duration, and how many employees are using that. And here's we can see the name of the employee, the duration, and this section where we can do an selected under categories. For example, it's going to become under the developer, and then you can select it as productive, and that's it. So if you would like to do the same for the next activities, basically you can click over here, and the same, here's we can see the information about this websites, who's use it, how much time, and then you can do also classification manually. And there is another type of classification, which is called group classification. What exactly group classification means? It's an activity classified based on groups. Like, let me give you an example so it's going to be more clear. We have a categories called social media, for example, and it's going to be definitely come under unproductive because it's going to be may distracted the employees during our work, right? So what if we have marketing meetings who using this application for a work purpose? In this case, we will use a group classification. And let me use it now, just for example. We will select a specific team, which is marketing. Then we will select a specific category, which is social, for example. And then we select productive. In this case, this application and websites, such as any social medias, will come under the social media as productive only for marketing team. Awesome, right? And definitely if you would like to remove it, you can remove it from here. And if you would like to add in new groups, you can as much as you can. And then let's pack. All right, now the classified section. Classified section, which is show you all the application and website was classified already. Even the type going to be classified manually or under custom or under auto-classified. What exactly auto-classified mean? Which is another type of classification. Auto-classified, which is the activities classified by ActivTrak system based on crowdsourced information. Definitely, you can adjust it based on your needs, but it's going to come automatically. So here we can see the categories that this application or website come under, the status, and going to show you also the duration that all the employees working on these application or websites. So what is the important point here? That productivity is not defined by assumptions. So organization define productivity according to business expectations, operational goal, and company approved standards. This creates consistency across teams and ensure that employees are evaluated fairly. And by aligning activity classification with business priorities, organizations improve accountability, reduce ambiguity, and create more structured workforce management. Awesome. That's all for classification. Once organization define workforce expectation, the next step going to be what? Proactive governance. So let's jump over. From the menu, we will select notification and then go to the compliance alarms and alarm configuration, which is the next dashboard. We will have it today. All right. So this is how it's look like. So these alarms help organization identify unusual activity, excessive non-work behavior, policy-related concerns, and operational risks in real time. In ActivTrak, we have 3 types of alarm. If we would like to, for example, go ahead and create a new alarm, we will see activity, USB, and security audits. What does exactly these alarms mean? Let's start with activity alarms. And these alarms monitor user activity on websites, applications, productivity behavior, and work patterns. Let me give you an example. If we have any excessive, unproductive activities, if visiting restricted websites, accessing social media. So what is the purpose here? It's help organization monitor productivity, policy compliance, and operational behavior. So you can go ahead if you would like to create any of this kind and select the name of the alarm you would like to create, and then select the type and move on. I will show you one of the alarms we already create and go through it to more understanding. The next type of alarm, which is called USB, and these alarms monitor USB device connections, external storage usage, and possible data transfer activity. For example, USB device connected, data copied to external devices. What is the purpose here? Basically support data protection and security governance. The last type, which is security audits. These alarms monitor changing that happen inside ActivTrak system. For example, if user permission changes, alarm deletion, or maybe agent uninstall attempts, or maybe data export activity. So we will add this situation got notification. What is the purpose here? Maintain administrative accountability and platform security. All right, now let me show you one of these examples. We already have, by the way, we have here a filter. I can just go ahead, filter section, the active, apply filters, and it's gonna only show me, does it work? Yeah. So here I will be able to see only the active alarm. Okay, let's go through this alarms from edit. And here we are. From here, we can see the name of this alarm. And if you would like to select a specific group or all the team members, you have the ability to do that. And then we have the conditions. You can create a specific condition, add whatever you want. And if you would like to match any or match all, you can select from here as well. If you would like to do any edit, even if you are select a specific condition, you can, or delete. And then we have an action. From action section, we have when anyone do one of these condition from the employee, this action will be taken. For example, the screen captured, if you would like a single or multi, or even you can display the pop-up message. This is the employees who make this alarm will be receive this message, and you are the one who, the admin, I mean, the one who decide which which kind of message he will receive. So here you can add anything you would like to be contained in this message. After that, we will have the email notification, which is here you can add in any emails you would like to receive this notification with the alarm triggered. So here we can see the name of the subject. You can name it, and as well you can create the email body, what exactly it's gonna contain. And then if you would like any external notification, so you can add any destination. And we have terminate if you would like to display. And finally, we have alarm risk level. You are the one who decide which level this alarm will be, and then save. And that's it. Clear, right? So the goal of alarms is not punishment for sure. The goal is early visibility. So organization can identify concerns proactively and respond before issues begin impacting operation or performance. So governance should always remain transparent, ethical, and aligned with organizational policy. This allows leaders to move from reactive management into proactive operational oversight. Now, let's jump over to the next dashboard we will cover today. And let's go to the setting. From setting access, and from access, role access. And here we are. So this area allows organization to define administrative permission, manager visibility, viewer access, and governance responsibilities. And in ActivTrak, we have 4 main access roles based on the level of permission and responsibilities. First one was going to be admin, configurator, power user and a viewer. What exactly each one means? The admin, which has the full access to the entire system, including user management, settings, reports, policies, and configurations. The next one, which is called configurator, which can manage the configure system settings, productivity classification, dashboards, and policies, but with limited administrative control compared to the admins. The next one, which is power user, which is focused on analytics and reporting with access to dashboard insights and advanced reporting tool. And the last one, which is viewer, and it's read-only access for users who only need to view dashboard and reports without making changes. And definitely viewer will be the most of the employee. Like here, the admin who's the one who decide the access for all the dashboard on ActivTrak for all of these characters. And also, if we scroll down, we have the second section, which is also you can limit the permission for the filter options. So you can decide whoever see or not see these options from the drop-down menu on the filter section as well. So after we configure that, how we applied it on the employees, basically we can do that from the access, app access. In app, I'm not going to go through it because there is, for the privacy protection. So here we can see the all employees information, and also we can see the role of each employee. So from over there, the section based on the role, the admin can go ahead and select if this employee will be admin, configurator, power user, and viewer based on each one roles. So as we can see now, every individual inside an organization should have the same level of access. Role-based governance helps organization protect sensitive information, maintain structure, and ensure workforce data is handled responsibly. This creates a stronger operational governance while also supporting employee trust and responsible workforce management. So that's pretty much is for the live demo. All right. So we're noticing that successful workforce governance is not only about technology, it's also about leadership responsibility. Organizations must ensure that workforce analytics are applied ethically and transparently. Employees should understand what is measured and why it's measured, and how information is used. When organizations combine visibility with transparency, they create a trust-driven culture instead of fear-driven environments. Strong workforce governance also depends on security and controlled data management. Organizations must ensure that workforce information is protected through secure access controls, role path permission, and compliance-oriented operational practices. Modern organizations are expected to maintain both operational visibility and data responsibility at the same time. And that is why governance frameworks such as GDPR principle and SOC2 standards have become increasingly important in workforce analytics environments. To give you complete peace of mind, ActivTrak maintains the SOC2 Type 2 certification, and this means independent experts continuously audit and verify that data is safe. We also fully follow the GDPR rules to protect individual privacy. By combining security, compliance, and controlled access management, organizations can create safer and more structured operational environments while maintaining professional workforce standards. So, this protects your business from legal risk and penalties without adding an extra work. All right. Those Just for summarize today's session, successful workforce management is not simply about monitoring activity, it's about creating clarity, improving accountability, supporting employees, and enabling smarter organizational decision through responsible governance. If anyone has any questions, any concern, please, this is the time. Awesome. All right. Well, throughout this webinar series, we explored the complete workforce management journey. We started with productivity awareness, moved into workforce visibility and behavioral insights. And today, we complete the journey with governance, transparency, and policy-driven management. If you would like to revisit any of previous sessions in this webinar series, you will receive an email after the session containing the full webinar playlist and access links to all the previous recordings. And let me just sincerely thank each of you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to join today's webinar. I truly appreciate your presence. If you would like a private consultation or one-on-one session to see how this applies specifically to your team, you can do that by scanning the QR code over here or email us via this email address. Thank you.